Hey there, this is Frank with Electric Wheelchair Parts. I wanted to follow up on a video that we already done with regards to putting solid wheelchair or scooter tires on the rim. I just thought I'd expound on that a little bit. Okay, so I use a tool. If it's the proper type of wheel, this is the wheel that I'm talking about. This is the type of wheel that I'm talking about. So it's basically, two-piece rims, one on the back, one on the front, and it's held together with 4 bolts. Now, these can come bigger because of the size of the tire. This is a 10-inch tire, and it's got a 4-inch rim. A 14-inch tire's got an 8-inch rim, and that is why we made the dimensions of our tire installer 10 inches across, so that it hits both sides of the rim equally, and that's about the maximum size rim you're going to get is 8 inches on a wheelchair or scooter. Anyway, so well, let's start with getting this off. Okay, right? So once you have all these little, there should be 4. Now some of them are already are connected to the hub. Some of them are loose like this and they come out from the hub, but still the arrangement usually is 4 bolts. With the 8-inch tires, maybe you're going to have 5 or 6 bolts around the perimeter. But one thing's for sure, once these have been on for a while, they're not easy to get unstuck. So if you have a tool like this, which is just a little pry bar, I find that it works better than a screwdriver because it's got the little upsweep at the end. It digs right in there, and then you can pop it out. Usually the thickest part, this part, the hub part, is the hardest part to get out. So what I usually do is I'll take the back plate off first, because it's usually pretty scrawny like this is, and they're easier to get off. And that way, if you do have serious problems prying this out like this, what I have done before is you take the tire and you put it between 2 cinder blocks where it's touching the rubber like this, and then put a piece of wood or something on the top over there so you don't mar it, and then give it a good whack with a hammer, and hopefully that will drop out for you. Anyway, that's one little tip on getting these apart. Okay, so now this is about getting them together. So, like I said, I use a tool like this. This is a little too long. I have to spin it forever to get it to compress. But so I thought, well, what about just the amateur tire putter on her? They don't need something like this. That costs like $30. So if you have a scrap piece of 2x4 and $1.98 in a Home Depot or Lowe's close to you, this is what I would suggest. And I thought about, how could you make this so it'll last, so you don't get one shot out of it and you chuck it, even though probably that's what you're going to do anyway. But anyway, so here's the laundry list. This is what you need. I forgot to put a 3/8-inch drill bit in there, because you're going to need that, but hopefully you already have one of those. So you're going to need a 1 3/8 by 8-inch carriage bolt. Those carriage bolt looks like this. Okay, it's got the round top with a square just underneath it, and that jams into the wood, so you don't need to glue it or anything like that. Or I suggest that you glue it as well, but we'll get there. Anyway, and then you're going to need 1 3/8 flat washer and 1 3/8 nut, right? So you have those right there. All right, perfect. And then one 10-inch scrap of 2x4. All right. I suggest working with something longer, but you have what you have, because if you work with something longer, it's easier. This is how I would do it. You have a longer piece. This would be the end. This would be the running the running end. This would be what you cut out, obviously. And so I would start with a rip right up the front, right down the center. That's 1 3/4 inches, and then and blow that past the 10-inch line by about 1 inch, and then just zip it off at 10 inches like that. Whoop. And then that leaves you with something like this. Okay, I already drilled the holes in here, but so you have the one side is going to be your bottom side, so, and the other one's going to be your top side. So the bottom side, you want to use your 3/8 drill bit, and you're going to want that tight, because you see how this is? You want this bolt to jam into that, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do this without the workbench, but sorry for the noise. Really sorry for the noise. But yeah, so we got that in there just like that, and then you have the other side, which when you're drilling it out, you drill it and then just wardle it out a little bit. Use your drill and wardle it out. Be careful, don't cut yourself. And make this a little bit larger, so when you put them together, this slides through. It's not super tight like this side is. All right. So basically, you have the tool that we use now, and so let's get to practicality. Right, so you have to line up the holes, of course, and so that's the most important part, is lining up the holes, because you only got one shot at this, because once you get it jammed in there, it's usually jammed in there pretty good. So get those holes lined up. It's pretty close. Alright, take this, put this on here, and now you're probably wondering why I use the thin part rather than the fatter part to go up and down. It's because it makes access to the holes, the screw holes down there, easier. That's why you don't use a full 2x4, because you can get to the screw holes. Alright, so put the washer on, and okay. Alright, so, well, I'm guessing that you get the trick now, right? So you take your wrench and you tighten this all the way down to where one of these nuts will go into the hole, or one of these bolts will go into the hole, and it goes all the way through to the other side. This one, pachoo, we're there already. So then you just take this and you tighten up the one. Once you tighten up the one, you should be good to go. You should probably do two. Just drop two in there, because if you have access to one, you'll probably have access to at least two. So I drop a second one in there, and then you can take the tool off, and you got your tire mounted now. Anyway, I hope this helped out. I'm sure there was something that I forgot, but you can always message me down below, or you can give me a call. The number is 800-717-1252. My name is Frank with Electric Wheelchair Parts, and thank you for watching. Yeah, if you have any questions whatsoever, please give us a call. 800-717-1252. Thank you.